Hi. I have been hibernating a little bit. I have also been crying a little bit, but being creative and expressing myself is always helpful for me. It's always therapeutic, it's always cathartic. So that's what I'm going to do. Just like let my feelings out a little bit and then clean this mess at the same time because it's just been crazy. During my plant medicine experience, as I talked about in my video, I experienced infinite unconditional love during my mushroom trip. And once you experience that, like my life is different than it was. The way that I experience the world internally is very different because of that experience. Why would I want to be anything other than that to other people? Does that make sense? Like, that is the very best outcome of all. It's the very best outcome to be able to meet people in their life experience and to meet people who live completely different lives than us. Why would I ever want to meet any other being with anything other than love? And I am so far from that. I am hopefully moving in a direction of more love every day, but that only happens through acting in love. I just sort of feel like there's a lot happening in the world and in politics that feels so far from love. It feels so far onto the other side of the spectrum, which is fear and control. I just feel like paying attention to the voices of the marginalized and the oppressed in our country. Like, I'm talking to like a trans friend about all of this in real life and like hearing about their existence and their experience and like their fear and the experiences of minorities and the experiences of just like anyone who's oppressed in our country, just like talking with them and being with them and being like, yeah, like I don't understand. I don't understand. And I feel like between like the environmental protections that have already been rolled back and the attack on just the queer community as a whole, and the attack on minorities, and just there's such a targeted fear-based like need for control. Like I don't know how to look at it as anything other than that. And I want to be so clear. I have not been impressed by any of our presidential candidates for years. Unimpressed. I feel like we can do so much better. But this is a different level. And you just see the wealthier get wealthier and the wealthier get wealthier. And it's just like, dude. And that does not mean I'm implying that the other side is any better. They are all drinking from the same well. Like, our government's been so corrupt for so long. I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, in my mind, whether you are a Muslim or a Hindu or a Christian or agnostic or atheist, whoever you are, wherever you are, why would I want to meet any other person with anything other than just like, we are all just human beings. Like, none of us are better than the other. Like, we all come from one place. Like, I just don't understand, like, how is this gay person's life and love affecting you? Yet you want to take their rights away. For what? It doesn't change your life at all for this couple over here to be able to love each other. There's no reason to oppress another person because you want them to believe the thing that you want them to believe. So anyway, what I'm choosing is love. And if that means I'm disqualified from your religion, then disqualify me. Because I thought that there was no law against love. And I just feel like it seems simple. It seems like we could just choose to love people. If me choosing unconditional love and acceptance means that I'm disqualified from the love of your God, then I'm questioning the love of your God. If unconditional love disqualifies me, if striving towards that in my life disqualifies me, then I question how worthy your God is of worship and devotion. Overall, I think that a lot of my experience right now and like the conflict that I have about it like really revolves mostly around social media, because of the fact that in a world where social media like doesn't exist, right? Like how we grew up in the 90s, you know, like I would have moved from South Carolina to Colorado and I would have been here, and like the people who were close to me and like in my life, whether it be through like long distance, like phone calls or text messages or whatever, like we would be keeping up. But you know, this election in particular has been so divisive. I have absolutely fallen into some of that. I've been like reactive at times and angry at times, and but like ultimately it comes back to the fact that like we wouldn't all be seeing a constant flood of each other's opinions and like reactions and judgments, and like I'm just as guilty. Like I have been so judgmental throughout this election, but like regardless, like all I can do is what I can do. Like I can take action locally. There's a part of me that like sees social media for what it could be and maybe like what it used to be, is this way to connect and to keep up with each other. But I think it's just like gotten so muddied. Ultimately, I think that I was hanging on for far too long and consuming way too much. When you have an app that is so concentrated, and then factor in like the way that these like algorithms and systems are like feeding people the things that they want to see and not showing them anything that they don't want to see, it just becomes like everyone's in their own little echo chamber with their device, you know, like everyone is in their personalized, like algorithm is tailored to me, and it makes it that much harder to hear each other. Anyway, I took a step back, and it's the best thing I've done. Even taking like 1 week off and like not making any rules for yourself, even just like taking a break. It's just been so great. I'm gonna be here because part of who I am is like I love to share. I love to create. I love to be creative. And so this still feels like a really great outlet for me. It's still like very life-giving, and it's just not like, I mean, it's YouTube, you know? And when I do come back to it, I just have to keep in perspective the thing that we all know, which is that it's just not healthy for our brains to be taking in so much information from inside other people's brains. We were not designed to take in this much information, and like no wonder it makes us feel crazy, and no wonder it makes us feel stressed out. Yeah, I don't know. Guys, can you even handle, like I can't believe I get to just walk around in this. Like I walked out of the front door of my house and I get to walk around this. I'm so grateful. I love having snowy winters. And just to end with a little update, we have been absolutely loving these warm, sunny afternoons we've been having. The sun shoots right into our garage, and so we've been working out as much as possible when the sun comes out, and it's been so nice to kind of just be hermits together in our garage gym. And then I'm expanding my space at the local store that I'm in, and so Chris spent so much time this week helping me get caught up and helping me prep items, and I love that. Like he's just the most supportive. And then we've got so many mushrooms growing. I think this is like where we're really kind of putting our heads down and focusing for the next many years. We just want to be able to spread the mush love with anyone who wants them, and it's been such a fun thing to build together. It feels like definitely like a dream come true. And so if you want to know more about this process and what we're doing here, let me know, because maybe we can make a video about it, kind of just explaining all the steps. But we'll see you next time.